Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Bob Mendelsohn, and this is the Bob's Your Uncle podcast. That's some great Mendelssohn music from the Wedding March. I hope you like it. And this is season 7, episode 18 of the Bob's Your Uncle podcast, featuring today's interview with Kate Buckner, originally from Chicago. She lives in Nashville now, and she is the coordinator of logistics for Green Day. She's worked for all kinds of folks. She graduated a university in Wisconsin. You're going to meet this gal. You're going to enjoy meeting her. Stay tuned. You'll enjoy these 18 minutes.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Today in history, August the 12th, Thomas Edison invented the phonograph in 1877. 20 years later, in 1898, the Spanish-American War ended with the signing of a peace protocol. In 1981, the first IBM personal computer was released. And in 1985, the world's worst single aircraft disaster took place when a Japan Airlines 747 crashed into Mount Osutaka, and that's the historical marker of the week.
But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Shalom, Kate Buckner, and welcome to our Bob's Your Uncle podcast. You are currently a tour assistant, a production coordinator, but you do much more than that. What got you interested? What got you interested in event management? And did you do that maybe when you were a kid in the neighborhood?
Absolutely. Funny enough, my Sata has said forever that I was always the one organizing kid events when I was a child, and I never knew that. I was always the one planning events and planning play dates. But I really got into it actually in college. A bunch of my sorority sisters, which, obviously that in of itself is a full-time event party planning mode. But they were on the programming board at school, so helped bring all the entertainment to campus. And I was like, I just thought it sounded like something fun to do, time to spend with my friends type of thing. And then after the first year of doing it, I realized that it was something I really loved. And after the second year of doing it, I thought maybe this is actually a career, something that I would want to do, which never even knew. I mean, until I had the job that I currently have, I didn't know it existed, which is kind of, how sometimes life works out. But yeah, I really fell into it just by wanting to do things.
That works. I love it. I was
Yeah.
delighted to meet you on a recent airplane ride from Nashville. You live here also, but you
Yes.
didn't attend university here. Where was that?
I did not. So I'm from Chicago. I'm from the northwestern suburbs of the city. And I went to school actually at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, which was about an hour from my hometown. Kind of right in between Madison and Milwaukee, you'll find Whitewater
And
there in Wisconsin.
far enough away from family that you felt independent, but close enough you could bring your laundry back?
Absolutely, right, exactly. And
Do you do you have a favorite movie or poem or poet?
Man, I don't, that's a fun question. I don't think so. I do have a favorite quote. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you'll ever know is one of my favorite quotes. And I know it was on Winnie the Pooh.
Are you still with Pentatonics?
I'm not. I was with Pentatonics. That's when I started my career. They were the first band I ever toured with, way back in 2014. I got the job with them and then officially started. I think it was April 2015 is when I officially started with them, actually on the road. Um, yeah, that was 3 years I toured with them. They were always super busy, so that kept me very busy for a long time.
They're that a cappella group from Texas, I think.
Yeah,
Louisiana.
three of the members are from Texas. One was California, and one is actually from Kentucky.
Till
Yeah,
they
but
all mo- until they all move to Nashville, we'll see. Uh,
mhm,
Now, you've described your job with these. Listen to all these. You run daily tasks, including venue walkthrough and setup. You
mhm,
approve catering and dressing room. You keep the band and crew on a strict schedule. You constant communicate between the venue staff and the band. I mean, I'm exhausted if I only think about these things. How do you keep it all together? And you do much more than all that.
yeah, this day, I mean, it's funny when I first started touring, yeah, your job is all of the things. I feel like that's a lot in a lot of careers, right? When you first start out, you're just trying to learn as much as you can and you do everything and learn all that you can, and then slowly but surely, my job has changed. As I've gotten onto bigger and bigger tours, my job becomes less and less, which is funny how that works out. And so this day, I mean, I pretty much focus on logistics for the crew specifically. So the day of the show, I am still there and I do help relatively make sure things run smoothly. If there's urgent things or people need help, I kind of can jump in and help wherever is needed. But the majority of my job this time is more advancing stuff, more getting all of the hotels and the flights and the ground transportation set up, and then make sure that it happens and follows through, both in the US and all over the world, which is what I've been doing. It requires a lot more of advanced work, what we do when we travel internationally. So, in my year, I should say, this year has been pretty much full on everywhere, all over the world. So, it has been pretty busy, and but that is my main focus. So, it is much smaller of a spectrum of where my focus is. And so that definitely helps.
What do you do? Now, that's how you keep it together, but what do you do when you don't keep it all together? I mean, do you work in teams and is that strengthening or wearying?
Oh man, I mean, there is not really a team. I mean, we are one, a lot of times when you talk to people that tour, or roadies as they call them, we do call ourselves like a road family. I mean, I've been on the current band that I work for is Green Day, and we've been on the road for about 4 years with pretty much most of the people are the same people, and not all. We definitely rotate. There are things that change, obviously, and our shows sometimes are bigger than others and smaller than others, but there's a core crew of us that are about 30 people that have pretty much been together for the last 4 years. um, and yeah, I mean, if something were to fall through, or I need help on a certain day, or one of the back of house girls needs help on a certain day, we definitely know each other. At this point, we know all of our triggers and our, maydays. And so you have those people to fall back on. I'm super lucky. The production manager that I have worked with for years now, he is not only my boss, but also has become one of my closest friends. And he knows, we have worked together since 2017, so a pretty good long time. And he definitely knows, like, if I'm drowning or I really need help, or he sees something falling through, like, hey, like for instance, we're about to go to South America, and he saw that a lot of the promoters were reaching out to me, and I wasn't getting back to them about what hotels. In my mind, we were so far out. We were in Europe. I was drowning in work for Europe. So he stepped in and, answered the questions that really, he had the answers to as well. And that it is, quote unquote, my job. But he's so wonderful at when he knows that I am busy doing other things, he is definitely there to step in and help. But it doesn't happen much. I mean, you just kind of get used to it and you kind of just work all the time, which I feel like, I've with even trying to set this up and talk to you, it was like, I can't do this day. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't do this week. Like things pop up and you just kind of manage as best you can when you can. Yeah.
Yeah, reality bites. You
Yeah, for
do,
sure.
as you've described, you work and travel far and wide, and yet there
Mm.
must be energy that goes beyond your age and your own capacity. I wonder what gets you up each morning?
Yeah, I still love what I do. Which it's funny. I think, the music industry is such a weird small industry while also being insanely large at the same time, obviously, right? Because music connects all of us. And I still all the time on show days will go out into the crowd. I'll go to the furthest seats, or as far back as I can, or I try to, I should say, as much as I can. And, look for those kids that like, I remember my first concert, Backstreet Boys, Black and Blue tour. I was in Allstate Arena. I remember my first tour or concert that I ever went to, and I remember how amazing that was and how big it was, and it's like the coolest thing ever, right? And I get to be a part of making that happen for lots of people, or people that like save a whole year to go to their favorite band and go see that one night, and I get to be a part of like making that memory for them. And that really is one of my favorite parts about what I do. And I still try to remind myself on those days when it's super frustrating and I'm super tired and I'm really annoyed at everyone that we've spent too much time together, and I'm exhausted and I'm hungry and all of those things. I try to remind myself of those, like, those days that, like, this is what we do it for, these people that, this is like the coolest day of their lives, or, one of the most memorable things of their lives that they may do. And yeah, that really helps motivate me to like find the grit to keep going.
Excellent. Do
Yeah.
you have worries about the world today? Anything you would like to change if you had all the money and the power and the loyalty of the masses to make that happen?
Love that. That's a great question. I mean, I do worry. It's hard. It's funny when you travel abroad as much as I do. You find you become very less narrow-minded, right? And I feel like a lot of people, specifically in the country that I'm from, and I do love the United States, I feel like sometimes we get lost in the selfish greed of what is capitalism in today's day and age. And I think we lose sight of, there are people out there that are hurting. There are people that come to our country that because they're seeking a better life, just caring for each other. I mean, especially in the world that we're in with, the constant, the what's going on in Israel and around Israel, and then what's going on in Ukraine. I mean, it's terrible to just watch like, we're all human. We're all only on this earth for who knows how long. I wish we could all just have a better foresight of like, we're all just trying to have a better life. I wish that we could get to a place where we're all just kind of coexisting the best. That is actually my biggest fear of our world, is how little we want to coexist, how much people just want to constantly, see what's different in people and rather look at how beautiful that is and that's amazing. We want to fight that. And yeah, that would be, I think, what I would change if I could change anything.
Excellent. Well, let me give you this almost lightning round. Uh, Summer or winter?
Oh, summer so much. I want all of the sunshine all of the time.
Favorite city to visit, whether working or on holiday?
Oh man. But I'm gonna say Chicago because I do in the summertime. Chicago in the summertime is one of my favorite cities on the planet, and I get to see my family. It's like all of those things. So I'm gonna go with that as my answer.
Wisconsin or Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Motown soul or classical symphonies?
Oh, Motown Soul.
I'm going to tell Billy Joe. All right.
For sure.
Old Testament or New Testament?
Old Testament.
Cool. Sports. Do you have a favorite team besides
Yes,
the,
Chicago Bears.
the
I'm a big
Bears
NFL. Yeah, I'm a big NFL fan. Love professional sports, and so NFL is probably my favorite. So I got to go the Bears.
and not the Chiefs? Okay. Anything? There anything else that Kate that you want to share with the Bob's Your Uncle podcast audience?
I don't think so. This was so fun. I'm so glad we got to do this.
Oh, me too. That's great. Great. Well, where's your next trip?
Yeah, and then we're for work, I will like we head to South America. So I will be in South America for about a month here coming up.
Thanks, Kate, for this time, and God be with you as you keep traveling and keep making other people's lives better.
Thank you so much.
What do you think about all this? Why don't you write to me, Bob Mendo at AOL.com, or comment right where you're listening to the podcast. Every week we read from the #1 bestseller of all time. That's the Bible. Today's no different. From the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, we read Yeshua saying, "The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised up on the third day." And he was saying to them, "If anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." And wherever you are, whether you're out for your evening constitutional, you're at the gym, you're at home with your headphones, thanks for being with us. And look, when things look bleak or uncertain, look up to God. He's in his heaven, and Bob's your uncle. Shalom from Nashville.